Terem. Terem.
Hi folks, Scott from Terem here. Today I want to talk about why you need product management. While product management enjoys unquestioned support at some of the world's most successful tech companies, others are still yet to fully embrace the discipline. So product management isn't a new discipline. It began around 1931, starting with Procter & Gamble, where Procter & Gamble recognized the need for a cross-cutting discipline, cross-cutting role to go across its brands and all the different departments and functions that played into it. It was then kind of evolved on and became credited by Hewlett & Packard as a key to their success. And Hewlett-Packard combined product management with some of the disciplines of Kaizen, continuous improvement. From there, more recently, the Agile Manifesto and product management kind of became intertwined and combined together to give us some of the big successes in tech that we know today: Google, Airbnb, Facebook, and others. At organizations like Google and Airbnb, product has become its own distinct function, reporting into the CEO or other senior executives alongside marketing, engineering, sales, and other functions like that. So what is product management exactly? Let's take a look at a definition. Product management is a discipline focused on creating products or services that are valuable, that customers choose to buy or use. Viable, the solution works within the many constraints of the business. Usable, the user can figure out how to use it. And feasible, our engineers, staff, and capabilities allow us to deliver on it. The key to this definition is the cross-cutting nature of product management, stretching from engineering and technology through to sales, go-to-market, usability, and business models. Organizations without the discipline of product management often have all these different functions, but nothing pulling it together. Just to kind of round out the definition and also to emphasize the cross-cutting nature of product management, I want to share another definition from Wikipedia. The definition from Wikipedia gives you a sense of the breadth. It says product management is an organizational function within a company dealing with new product development, business justification, planning, verification, forecasting, pricing, product launch, marketing of a product, and all stages of the product lifecycle. Pretty broad, but again, you can see that pulling it all together aspect and the cross-cutting nature of it. So let's jump in now to why you need product management in more detail. If your organization company delivers on your value proposition primarily through its products, then you need the discipline of product management. So websites, apps, APIs, technology platforms are often the product these days for many organizations. If your customers are primarily interacting with you through these channels, then that is their experience of you. And so really getting concrete thinking around that experience, how you can provide the best experience for your customer, your users, and the business becomes an essential piece and part of what you're doing. And this discipline that brings all this together is the discipline of product management. Without this discipline, you're likely going to have a bit of a disjointed approach. You might find sales, marketing, support take the view of the customer, but they view it through their own objectives and what they're hearing from customers without fully considering the business's needs or what's technically possible and feasible to deliver. On the other hand, engineering technology teams are going to look at, and operations are going to look at it through their own lens. Often what makes it easiest or is easiest to implement, and they'll look at it through that lens, which may not always take the customer into account or may take a bit of a biased view around the customer into account. Or it may not even have a strong understanding of the customer because these teams often don't have that kind of direct interaction that sales support might have. The executive team is also going to come to something with their own goals, usually the goals that they want the business or themselves to achieve, which again may not be fully aligned with what engineering can achieve or your operations can achieve, might not be aligned with what your customers are saying. And this is where the discipline of product management comes in. Usually a role or a function kind of takes it up and implements it, but by bringing the different lenses that we need to bring and pulling it together across the organization to bring the best results. To add some color to this, here's a bit of an example of the value that the discipline of product management can bring. So a business that I worked with was thinking that they need to allow the customization of their product, the customization of the documents that it generated and the emails that were sent out. This was based on what was heard from the sales team, the executive team looking at it thinking, hey, we want to grow this product line, let's offer customization. What do we need to invest to take on customization? The technology team, the engineering team, took that and said, hey, here's all these great things that we can build. And the sales team was saying, here's the different things we've heard from our customers that they might want. But this resulted in what would have been a very substantial investment that needed to be made. So an experienced product manager jumped in, had a look at what was being said, what was possible, what we'd heard from customers, and then set about interviewing customers using a lot of the disciplines that go with product management. And in those interviews, they were able to tease out that actually there were a lot of things the customers wanted, and there were a lot of good ideas that the engineering team had, but ultimately customers just wanted to put their logo on everything. And that ended up being a really simple solution that meant customers' needs could be met, and the team could iterate on later rather than having to make a big upfront investment in complex customization. That's just one example of bringing everything together to solve a customer need with the capability that you've got and the business's goals. So what I kind of want to finish off on is some frequently asked questions or objections to why product management might be a good fit for your company or your team. So if people are still questioning the value, here's some of the things that I've heard that have come up in my life, my career. So one is, we don't have customers, we have citizens, members, or something else. So at the end of the day, it doesn't change the logic of product management and the discipline of needing to understand your customer. You just kind of substitute customer with citizen or member or whoever it is that you're serving, and you can still bring all the same disciplines around interviewing, prioritizing what's going on, understanding how to sequence what you're going to create, drawing things from across the business or the organization. It all still holds true. So here's the next frequently asked question or objection, which is product management already exists or something similar to it in another department. And I've seen this happen a lot at, say, larger organizations like a bank, where you've got a product manager who owns the credit card product, and there's some reluctance to have another product manager in the organization that is the product manager for the digital version of the credit card product or some features of that digital credit card. Now, what's really important here is going back to why product management is really needed, is that where a customer is primarily experiencing what you're doing through your digital channels, it really pays to have a strong understanding of the customer's needs in relation to that channel or that experience. So if my primary experience with the bank or with my credit card is through the digital version of that credit card, or a huge amount of that experience is, then you want to invest in understanding how that experience works for me as the customer, but also how's it going to work for the organization? Are we going to be able to achieve the organization's goals? And what this means is, in practice, is that often you may need in the digital part of your organization is some strong collaboration between the product managers there and the product managers for the, let's call it physical or traditional version of that product. It doesn't mean you need it's not a replacement, it's a collaboration. I think that getting to that view and understanding why it's important is key. Another objection that comes up is, we already have a project manager or program manager or architect looking after that. Now, that's great because you need, strong technical leadership, strong project management or delivery management leadership around whatever it is you're trying to achieve. However, those disciplines, the discipline of architecture and the discipline of project management, for the reasons I've outlined a bit before, are focused on some slightly different things. So the architects are focused on primarily on the best outcomes around the technology, and that's where a lot of their disciplines and focus come from. Project managers are often focused on delivering the thing that they've been asked to deliver in the best way possible, which is Different again from the discipline of product management, which is what's the best right thing for our customer and the business and our capabilities. And it's really about, to me, it's not really an either or. It's kind of like, if you've got those disciplines there, then it's going to work. And sometimes it could be the project manager is going to wear the hat of product manager for an initiative. It could be the architect is. But with taking that hat on, it also means taking on all the disciplines that go with the practices that go with that discipline. So those are some of the key objections or frequently asked questions about why you might need product management. I hope you got something out of this today. I hope there's something useful you can take away to help you talk about product management in your business, in your organization, in your team. Thank you so much for spending time with me. If you liked the video, there's plenty more. Give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Really looking forward to continuing the conversation with you. Thanks again.